everybody, I'm Damian Holbrook from TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and I am talking today with Vicky Nguyen from NBC. She is the investigative and consumer correspondent who's been very, very busy during this time. Vicky, thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely. It's great to be with you, Damian.
Thanks. And how are you handling all of this? You know, you're at home in New York, you've got 3 kids, and you're also doing all this work. I mean, there's a lot going on for you in your business.
We're balancing it by trying to take it one day at a time. And because my job requires me to know and learn so much about what's happening with coronavirus, that knowledge is really empowering. And I also find it helpful that I'm sharing really practical information with folks from basic questions that people are giving us from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So I really feel like we're providing a very necessary and immediate public service right now by going on and talking about the things that people are wondering and giving them actionable information.
What is the thing that you're hearing most that people are asking about?
You know, it's interesting because we think of it as rolling coverage. Initially, we started talking about what do you do? How do you go outside safely? What exactly is social distancing? And we would feel like, okay, we've covered that. Now let's move on to grocery shopping and food delivery and what's safe there. But then you'll get people who are just coming online. Maybe it's just hitting their state or their community. And suddenly they're asking, well, do I need to wear masks, gloves? And so we just kind of continue to try to move the conversation forward, change what we're reporting based on the guidance that's evolving from the government too. Initially, we weren't supposed to wear masks. Now they're asking us to cover our nose and mouth. So we're building on the knowledge base that we had. And now as we're looking at potential treatments or vaccines that are emerging, or this convalescent plasma that is being used from people who've now recovered from coronavirus to help treat others, it's really fascinating. So for me, thankfully, it's not so much about fear and anxiety as it is keeping up with all of the new information so that I can find a way to relay it to our viewers.
And also, it seems like a lot of your reporting is actually helping us manage staying inside. And how do we handle that? Like, how do you get groceries? If you are, not interested in going to a store, how do you do that? A lot of people don't know about Instacart or Peapod or anything.
Absolutely. And a lot of people are wondering, well, what do I do when I can't even get a delivery window when I go to Costco or Walmart or Target or those services that you mentioned? So something we tried out last week was TaskRabbit, which is a service where you can hire people, you agree upon an hourly rate, and they can go out and do things for you. Traditionally, you think of TaskRabbit as somebody who's going to help you build a bookshelf or do something like that. Well, they can also go out and get groceries. You will pay an hourly fee, but for folks who may not have access otherwise, that can be a godsend. Same thing with Postmates, which you typically think of as food delivery. Well, they will also go to a Walgreens or a CVS for you and pick up some basic frozen items and staples for your pantry. So we're trying to find other ways for people to manage through this crisis. And I think that that's really rewarding for us too. As my team is constantly working on looking for new ways to help people, as you said, live their lives and do it without fear.
And you mentioned cash in hand. This week, a lot of people talking about these checks that may be coming our way.
Yeah.
But of course, because the internet is the wild, wild west still, there's a ton of scams going on as well. What should people be on the lookout for this?
Yeah, the IRS tweeted out this past weekend that it has already begun depositing money, those $1,200 stimulus payments, directly into people's accounts. So what people really need to know is if you filed your taxes in 2018 or 2019 and you got a refund or you got a direct deposit, you don't have to do anything. So anyone who calls you and says, hey, give me this information, I'll make sure you get your money, or pay me this small fee and we'll get you your money faster, hang up on those phone calls, delete those emails or those texts. Never ever click on links or downloads from anyone that you're not expecting. The other thing I will say is if you're not in that situation, perhaps you paid the government or you've moved, you have a new address, or you never got a direct deposit, but you are eligible, just go to irs.gov/coronavirus, and then you can fill out your information there. Again, I want to really, really caution to people, they should be going directly to that website. Never click on a link that says it's directing you to the IRS. You go there actively yourself and put that information in. That's how you'll know it's safe.
Now, you, like myself, are a Chihuahua owner.
Yes.
And this has been a time for those of us that are staying at home and isolating to spend a lot of time with our pets and loved ones. But how often are you walking your dog?
So Tofu is my Chihuahua, and she is 13 years old, and she has moved here from from California to New York, and is wondering what happened to her life and her backyard. But
Oh, right.
she is a little tiny thing, and so she doesn't care that much about setting her feet on the earth.
Yeah.
The kids, though, do need some outside time and some vitamin D. So we literally just took them and the dog. We just put her in the stroller. We get her out to the park, and we put her in the grass for a little bit. She kind of walks around, and then she's over it. So thankfully for me, it's only once every few days we walk everybody. That's kids, scooters, the dog. We practice social distancing because we're near Central Park, and thankfully it's not crowded. There are entire benches and pathways that we have to ourselves. So we just try to get them out every few days. We're not going out every day as much as we would like to, but we do think it's important to get some exercise, some sunshine in.
And your reporting can be seen on the Today Show, but also on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt?
Yes, and we've been doing some primetime specials. We're also on NBC News Now and from time to time on MSNBC too. So across all of the platforms and, of course, NBCnews.com.
Well, listen, Vicky, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck with the kids and Tofu.
Thank you. Thank you and your chihuahua.
Oh, yes, he's over here snoring.
What's his name?
His name is Bud.
Aww.
Yeah, he's sweet. But yes, hopefully I will talk to you once this all dies down and when we start looking at what businesses and what consumerism looks like after all this.
I can't wait because I think there's going to be a real evolution and we are going to be a changed people and society. And I think hopefully mostly for the better.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Great to be with you, Damien. Thank you.
Bye. See ya.